Hello students, this is Tirupati Nayak Maloth, the social studies teacher. Today we are going to learn about part 1 lesson of 10th class SSC, that is India's relief features. Today we are going to learn India and its relief features. India and relief features. You observe very clearly they mention that India and relief features. India, that we know that it's our country, and relief features. What are relief features? See children, relief features also called as physical features. These are also called as physical features. So today we are going to learn about India and its physical features or its physical features or relief features. Right. So what is India? Usually in SSC examinations, they ask a questions, what is India's location? Yeah, let us see where is India's location. Yeah, India's locations. First let us find out where is India located. India's location. Right? Yeah, India's location. Where is India located? You see India's location on the globe. This is equator. Equator divides Earth into two equal halves. Okay, and this is northern hemisphere. Okay, and this is southern hemisphere. So India is located in the northern hemisphere. India is located in the northern hemisphere. But sometimes they may also ask what is the longitudinal and latitudinal extent. I repeat, they may also ask what are the latitudinal and longitudinal extent of India. That means India located between which latitude to which latitude and from which longitude to which longitude, they may ask. It's a very important question in SSC examination, annual examination point of view. So right now we have learned that India's location, India located in the northern hemisphere. Most probably from this side. That means northeast side. So India's location, northern hemisphere. If clearly we want to mention it located northeast side of the globe. Yeah. Now let us see what are the latitudinal and longitudinal extent of India. Okay. So be ready. Latitudinal and longitudinal extent of India. Yeah. See, now let us draw one India map. Latitudinal and longitudinal extent means, yeah, this is a model map of India. Okay, it's a model map of India. Yeah, so model map of India. So India's location, now the latitudes and longitudes we have to find on the map or on the map of India. First, we know that, so this is equator, this is 0 degree. As we knew that whenever we move north or south of the equator, latitudes will be increases. Here 0 degrees there, 0. So 0 means again here 1, 2, 3, 4. So like that, whenever we move north or south of the equator, the latitudes will be increases. The number of latitudes will be increases. Here 0 degree latitude is there. Here whenever it comes to India's mainland. So India's mainland begin from 8 degree 4 minutes. You know that these horizontal lines are called as latitudes. So India's mainland from the south, it begins from 8 degree 4 minutes longitude to, it will be near this position. Here this place, it is here 37 degrees 6 minutes. I repeat, 37 degrees 6 minutes. So now what did we observe? We observed that India located 8 degree 4 minutes to 37 degrees 6 minutes. So what are these? These are latitudes. These are latitudes. Now let us see. Now let us see the longitudes. Longitudes means you know the vertical lines. So these are the vertical lines. Here from the west and here this is the east. West you know beta, here 68 degree 7 minutes. 68 degree 7 minutes, and in east side 97, here 97 degrees 25 minutes. So India located between 68 degrees 7 minutes to 97 degree 25 minutes. So these are the longitudes. These are the longitudes. These are completely longitudes. You know, here they are forming grid. They are forming the network. This is called grid. So India located between. Now we have to write. Now let us write that India located 68 degree 7 minutes to 97 degrees 25 minutes. So this is a latitudinal and longitudinal extent of India. So this is a latitudinal and longitudinal extent of India. I repeat, this is equator. So equator, after whenever we move north of the equator, here the latitudes will be increases. So India's mainland will begin. India's mainland will start or begin from 8 degree 4 minutes to from here. When we move from this side, here one latitudes which will divide India into two. So this is called as Tropic of Cancer. Tropic of Cancer. I repeat, this is Tropic of Cancer. Tropic of Cancer also called as 23½ North Circle or 23½ Northern Latitude, also called as Tropic of Cancer. This Tropic of Cancer divides India into two halves. One is we may call it is north, and it is we know that this is south. So this is about the Tropic of Cancer. Tropic of Cancer, 23½ Northern Latitude, also known as Tropic of Cancer. Next, see whenever we move 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 37. Finally, the latitude 37.6, our India will be ended. So India located between 8 degree 4 minutes to 37 degree 6 minutes latitudes, and 68 degree is the west side. West side, India's mainland will begin. India's mainland will begin from 68 degrees 7 minutes to 97 degrees 25 minutes. So these are the longitudes. These are the longitudes. Question may ask for 1 mark or 2 marks. What is the longitudinal or latitudinal extent of India? Just simple answer. India's latitudinal extent is 8 degree 4 minutes to 37 degree 6 minutes. Okay. Next, India's longitudinal extent is 68 degree 7 minutes to 97 degree 25 minutes. So this is a latitudinal and longitudinal extent of India. Yeah, let us see certain facts related to India. Facts related to India. So what are the facts are there? Yeah, we knew that this is a model map of India. Again I draw. Okay, this is a model map of India. Again I draw. Right. We see, once you see, from south to north extends. From south to north or north to south. This is north. We know that this is north, and till here this is south. From south. So north to south extent. North to south extent or north to south distances. I am writing here. North to south. North to south distance is 3,214 kilometers. I repeat, north to south distance is 3,214 kilometers, means 37 degree 6 minutes to 8 degree 4 minutes. Between this distance, 3,214 kilometers. Now let us see the west to east. West to east distance. Now west to east distance. So this is the west to east distance. West to east. Yeah, west to east distance is 2,933 kilometers. 2,933 kilometers is west to east district, east distance. So I am writing here 2933. 2,933 kilometers west to east distance. Yeah. Next, one more thing is, we have learned about the time zones, and we also learned in 9th class in related to Indian Standard Time and Greenwich Mean Time. Indian Standard Time and Greenwich Mean Time. Yeah, you know that in 9th class we have learned 82 degree 30 east longitude. Yeah, I repeat. Yeah, 82 degree 30 east longitude considered Indian Standard Time. It also called as IST, Indian Standard Time. We know that here 68 degree 7 minutes, and we know that here 97 degree 25 minutes. So between these here, here one longitude is going on. This longitude is going on. This longitude is 82 degree 30 east longitude. So this longitude is considered as Indian Standard Time. I repeat, Indian Standard Time. You know that we also learned in 9th class there will be a plus 5.5 hours. Okay, plus 5:30 hours. India is ahead than the GMT. So Indian Standard Time, IMC, is ahead than the GMT. India, we are ahead than the GMT, Greenwich Mean Time. This is also called as Greenwich Mean Time, which is passing from London. Example. Okay. For example, the time is 10 o'clock. The time will be 10 o'clock in India. So it will be 4:30. Now 10 o'clock morning in India. For example, 10 a.m. in India. 10 a.m. that means morning in India. It will be 4:30 a.m. in London. This is in London. So we are ahead than the London time. So GMT is back than while compared to Indian Standard Time. So this is the time, and this is Indian Standard Time, 82 degree 30 east longitude. So this is east longitude, IST. It also called as Indian Standard Time. Yeah, and one more important thing, you know that the time difference, here Arunachal Pradesh, here this is Arunachal Pradesh. I am writing here Arunachal Pradesh, and this is Gujarat. The time difference between these two places, were 2 hours. 2 hours time difference. Example, the time will be 5 a.m. in the morning. Okay, the 5 a.m. It will be 5 a.m. in the morning. Here it will be 7. Here it will be 7 a.m. So there will be a 2 hours difference. There will be a 2 hours difference. The sun rises first in Arunachal Pradesh. Then it will rises. The sun rises 5 a.m. For example, the sun rises 5 a.m. in Arunachal Pradesh. The same thing, the sun rises at Gujarat at 7 a.m. Sir, why these differences? Because you know that in 9th class we learned. You see beta, here 68 degrees there, 68 degree 7 minutes, and there 97 degrees 25 minutes. So approximately the difference between these two longitudes are approximately 30 longitudes. Yeah. To pass one longitude, the earth will take 4 minutes time, because you know that the sun is here. For example, the sun is here. Whenever sun is here, the sun rises directly fall on Arunachal Pradesh. But whenever this will be turned to this side, whenever the earth rotates from west to east side, whenever the earth will rotate from west to east side, here Arunachal Pradesh, and whenever it will rotate, it will take, to pass one longitude, it will take 4 minutes. Time. That means 30 into 4 is equal to, because this 30, between these 30 longitudes are there. To cross one longitude, 4 minutes time it will be taken. Hence, 30 30 into 4, 30 longitudes, it will take 4 minutes. That means 120 minutes. So 120 minutes you can convert, it is 2 hours. So there will be a 2 hours difference between Arunachal Pradesh and Gujarat. I repeat, Arunachal Pradesh and Gujarat. So this is the method of time calculations. This we already learned in our 9th class. Okay. So this is till now we have learned that India's location, India's latitudinal and longitudinal location, and India's north to south extent, India's west to east extent, India's standard time. Then we also learned that what is the time difference between Gujarat and Arunachal Pradesh. Also we have learned. Yeah. Next topic is, it is little bit interrelated to 9th class topic. It is interrelated to 9th class topic, that is geological background of India. I repeat, geological background of India. We knew that in 9th class we learned that continental drift theory. Continental drift theory. Yeah. So we know that in 9th class, continental drift theory was proposed by Alfred Wegener. Yeah. I repeat, continental drift theory. This theory we learned in 9th class. It was proposed by a German geologist, Alfred Wegener. So what he was said? In a short, he said that world has been made by a single landmass. The entire world has been made with a single landmass. Once upon a time, 220 million years ago, entire world was together. I repeat, 220 million years ago, all the continents were together. But after some times after, so this was completely split into two pieces. Yeah, first this is the land, beta. This is the land, this is also land. This land was first of all these all lands were collected all together. So this land was divided into two pieces. The northern part we called as Angara land. This is called as Angara land. Yeah, Angara. This Angara land also called as Laurasia land. Laurasia. This also another name, Laurasia, that you learned in your 9th class. Yeah, this is called Gondwana. This is called Gondwana land. And the water body which is surrounded the globe, surrounded earth, it is called as Panthalassa, and this we called Pangaea in our 9th class. So whenever these two land masses were split into pieces, from Angara land also split into pieces, and Gondwana land also split into pieces. Yeah, from the Gondwana land, our Indian landmass was moved to the northeast side. I repeat, Indian landmass was moved to the northeast side, and one of the important continent, it is Australia. Australia was moved to the southwards. So this India and Australia both are separated by, I repeat, India and Australia both are separated by only one landmass, that is Gondwana land. So from this Gondwana land, Indian landmass was split and it was moved to northeast side. And one more important land which was split or separated from the Gondwana land, it was moved to the south. That we are calling nowadays Australia, and now this is called as India. Yeah, let us see what was happening actually, the geological formation. Yeah, so now we learned that India is formed from the Gondwana land. So they may ask, India is formed from which land? Most of India is formed by Gondwana land. Formed from Gondwana land. So Gondwana land is oldest landmass in the world. Oldest landmass in the world. I repeat, very, very important in examination point of view. Gondwana land, oldest landmass in the world. Yeah. Now, whenever India moving to northwards, it was separated from a plate which is called as Indo-Australian plate. Indo-Australian plates. Indo-Australian plates. See beta, plate system we already learnt in our 9th class, plate tectonic theory. Okay, so India separated from Indo-Australian plate, and Australia moved separated from this plate and it moved to south. Whenever India moved to this side, and another plate, this is called as Eurasian plate. Eurasian plate. This Eurasian plate is coming together. These both were collided. Hence, there is Himalayas are formed. Then, Himalayas are formed, and most of the North India was formed. I repeat. I want to repeat this topic again. You see better. This is a peninsular India. Most of the peninsular India formed from Gondwana land. Is it clear? So now we are discussing that India is separated from Indo-Australian plates. Both are, Australia and India both are separated from this plate. India moved to the northeast side, Australia moved to the south side. Then what happened? Whenever India is moving to the north, there was another plate was there. That plate also coming towards to India. These both plates are collide. Whenever this is Eurasian plate, this is Indo-Australian plate. Whenever these both are collide here, the mountains are formed. Mountains are formed due to the convectional currents or internal forces. So let us learn about the plates. See beta, we have 3 plate system. So among first one is converging plates. So this is whenever both plates are coming to the opposite side. Whenever these both plates are coming towards to each other, they converge themselves. So these plates are called convergent plates. So whenever these both plates come, they meet completely, the mountain rises. The upliftment of the Himalayas took place. I repeat, Himalayas are formed due to the coalition of Indo-Australian plate and Eurasian plate. I repeat, Himalayas are formed. How Himalayas are formed? Himalayas are formed due to the coalition. Coalition means convergence. Due to the coalition of Indo-Australian plate and Eurasian plate. Due to this coalition, Himalayas are formed. Simple. Okay, I repeat. How Himalayas are formed? Himalayas are formed due to the coalition of Indo-Australian plate and Eurasian plate. I also told you that convergent plates. So these both plates are convergent. So due to this convergement of the plates, here the Himalayas were uplifted. These Himalayas were buckled up. These Himalayas were raised. So this is about the formation of Himalayas. Till now we have learned that formation of Himalayas. How Himalayas were formed, how Indo-Eurasian plates were collided, that we learned. Now let us see what are the important physical features or relief features of India. Important physical features or relief features of India. In the beginning of this class, I clearly mentioned to you that physical divisions and relief divisions both are same. I repeat, physical divisions and relief divisions are same. If they give questions, you do not confuse, because they may ask what are the important physical features of India, or what are the important relief features of India or relief divisions of India. You do not confuse that. In textbook they have mentioned about relief features, but we don't know physical features. Means physical features, relief features both are same. Let us see physical divisions of India. Physical divisions of India. These physical divisions of India also can be given or relief divisions of India. Relief divisions of India. Let us see, India can be divided how many physical divisions or relief divisions? First one, number 1, the Himalayas. Very, very important. The Himalayas. The Himalayas. Himalayas is first. Yeah. Second division is the Indo-Gangetic Plain. The Indo-Gangetic Plains. The Indo-Gangetic Plains. Third one, the Peninsular Plateau. The Peninsular Plateau. And fourth one is the coastal plains. The coastal plains. Fifth one, the desert. Okay, the fifth one. Next, last and final one, and the sixth one is the islands. The islands.